Hey guys, what's going on? Steven here. So today I'm going to do a quick little video of comparison of these two insulin pumps. If you guys aren't aware, I am a type 1 diabetic. I have been diabetic for 17 years. So I'm going to do a quick little comparison of these pumps. I'm going to go over the sensors that they use, the transmitters, some of the infusion sets and reservoirs, and then finally we'll talk about the auto mode and control IQ. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I went ahead and taken the pumps out of their cases. These are not stock cases, these are aftermarket cases. If you guys want to know more about these, stick around to the end of the video. I'll show more and let you know about these guys. So over here on the left we have the Medtronic 670G, and here on the right we have the Tandem TSlim X2. The 670G you can pair with the Guardian Sensor 3, and the TSlim X2 you can pair with the Dexcom G6. The 670G, the sensors that come with this, like I said, it's the Guardian Sensor 3. They last for 7 days. The Tandem TSlim with the Dexcom last for 10 days. The Guardian sensor, you must charge each time you change a sensor out. The Dexcom, this guy comes pre-charged. You get a new one of these every 90 days. So as soon as you change your sensor, you just clip it in. The sensors are a little different. So the Medtronic sensor looks like this. It's on a little pedestal and it uses a serter. So it has a little thumbprint here. What you do is you stand this up and you'll kind of push it down on there, clicks down. You can put this on the abdomen or on the back of your arm, place it there, and goes like that. The Dexcom is all built in, all one. So you just remove the tape and put it up against your skin and go ahead, take off that guard there and press the button. The differences between these is the needle on the Dexcom comes out at a slight angle, so it's at a 45, whereas the Medtronic goes straight down, it's at a 90-degree angle. I do find the Dexcom to be less painful. I got more bleeders with this, I think just because it goes straight down into your skin, and I've found those to be a little more painful than the Dexcom is. Also with these, the Medtronic 670G, you do have to calibrate this every 12 hours. It is kind of a nuisance, so it will also ask you for calibrations if your blood sugars get too high or too low. It is a pain, and I could never ever get a full night's sleep with this. The Dexcom is a little bit different. You do not have to calibrate it. It just starts right up. They both take 2 hours for a warm-up period, so once you put them on, you wait 2 hours. The nice thing about the Dexcom is it will automatically start reading your blood sugars. The Medtronic, you have to test your blood sugars and then manually input it in the pump. And the first time you do it, you actually have to calibrate it every 6 hours for the first 24 hours. So it's kind of a pain. I did not like the this system, and I'll go over that a little more here soon. So also the nice thing about the Dexcom is you can pair this with your phone and with the pump. You can also pair it with some other devices. The Medtronic sensor you cannot. The only thing you can pair it to is the pump. You cannot view readings on the phone or anything else. So for instance, with the Dexcom, I have it paired with the phone, I have it paired with SugarMate, paired with my smartwatch, and I even have it paired with Alexa. So for instance, I can say, Alexa, ask Sugarmate what my current blood glucose reading is.
It's 166 and steady. Last checked 5 minutes ago. It's one higher than your previous reading.
So, as you can see there, I can ask that to Alexa to read my blood sugars, which is nice. It's great. Cannot do this or that with the Medtronic. So this is the Dexcom app. If you actually click on it, you can kind of scrub through your past 24 hours and you can see what your blood sugars were. This is the Dexcom Clarity app. It has a lot of useful information. You can actually also share this with other people, so your doctor, your loved one, wife, whoever. But you can click through different days there. You can get your estimated blood sugars, your time in range, estimated A1C. Has a lot of great information on here. This is the Sugarmate app. So on Android, it's actually just a website. I just have a shortcut on my home screen. I believe on Apple, it's actually an app, but also has a lot of useful information. You can actually add activities on here. So if you've done something, as you can see there, and then you can also customize the dashboard by adding different gauges or little widgets to kind of personalize it. And the last app here is actually the T-Connect app. So this has all of your pump information on it. You can see your carb ratio, your target blood glucose, and then if you actually click on one of the little boluses there, it will tell you what time it was, how much it was, all that information. But this is also a great app too, none of which the Medtronic pump can do. So like I mentioned before, 2 different timings. Medtronic is 7 days, Dexcom is 10 days. I found the Medtronic sensors to be very inaccurate. I actually wore both of these for 6 months. The Medtronic pump and the Guardian sensor, here in December of 2020, I would have worn this pump for 4 years along with the Guardian sensor. My insurance stopped covering these, so I went to the Dexcom, but I did have about a year's supply of these left, so I was able to wear them both for about 6 months, and the Guardian sensor was always off. I would say my blood sugars were 150 and they'd be 210, 220, but the Dexcom was always usually right around what my meter said. I always had problems with this, and that's one of the biggest things with the Medtronic. Biggest complaint is how bad the sensors are. If you ever did get a good sensor and it was reading, you can actually extend both of these. If you guys aren't sure what extend means, I'll leave a little card up here. You guys can check that out, see what I mean by extending a sensor. But Dexcom is far better in accuracy and insertion than the Medtronic is. So now I'm going to go over the features of the pumps. So as you can see, they are hugely different in the way they look. The Tandem looks more modern. It does have a built-in rechargeable battery. You can plug it in via USB on the side, and the nice thing is it accepts updates. The Medtronic, on the other hand, uses a AA battery, does not have any ports. You cannot update the pump whatsoever. The screens, the Medtronic does not have a touch screen. The Tandem does have a touch screen, so you can see there, that's how you use the screen. On here, you have to use the arrows and the OK button in the middle. Just seems the Tandem is a little more modern. So the size difference, you can see the Tandem pump is smaller. The Medtronic pump is a little bit bulky. And it's quite noticeable, especially when you're wearing it on your hip or on your side. The Tandem pump also does feel like it's more well-built. Feels like a nice well-built pump. Super compact, pretty good weight to it. There's no rattling or whatsoever. So I really like the Tandem. Next thing I want to go over with these is the reservoirs. So this is the reservoir for the Medtronic pump. Here's the reservoir for the Tandem pump. I would say the winner here goes to the Medtronic pump for ease of use, because you just clip this onto the insulin bottle, you push the air into it, draw out your insulin, and this is ready to go. The Tandem pump uses a bag inside, and you have to use a needle and syringe. So what you do is you draw up your insulin inside there. You'll actually stick it inside that little white cap there. You have to draw out if there's any air inside there, and then you get all the air out of here, and then you load the insulin in it. The Medtronic is just quicker. This is a little bit nicer. It looks a little better. The Medtronic is just a little quicker, but they both do the same thing. They both hold 300 mils of insulin. That's the difference in those. The next thing is the infusion sets. So I have used this is the Mio for the Medtronic pump. This is the XC Autosoft XC for the Tandem pump. They are identical. The only difference between the two is how the connection is on your stomach, how it connects to the actual needle part there, or cannula. But otherwise, they're exactly the same. You just cock this back. It's all in one, and press on the sides. It inserts in your stomach. I've used those. I've also used for the Medtronic, the quick sets. That has its own little inserter device. So you put that on your abdomen and press the button like that. It injects the cannula in. But yeah, those are the differences between the infusion sets and reservoirs. They're both about the same. The Medtronic one just takes a little quicker to fill up the reservoir. But also the Medtronic, you have to sit there and hold the button to fill it up. The Tandem pump does it automatically. You just click start and it'll automatically fill. So the last thing I want to talk about is the Control IQ and auto mode. So like I said, Medtronic uses auto mode. Tandem uses what's called Control IQ. There is also basal IQ. The basal IQ doesn't regulate or give correction boluses like Control IQ does, but it's just a simple software update. Hey guys, I've partnered with IPVanish to bring you a special offer using the link in the description below. IPVanish keeps you web surfing safe by passing your online traffic through an encrypted tunnel. You can access websites and media without restrictions, stops your ISP from interfering with your connection, and keeps you secure while on public Wi-Fi. There's no internet throttling, so speeds are great. They have an awesome mobile app with over 1,500 VPN servers in 75 plus locations and 24/7 customer support. Use the link in the description to save big and get started with IPVanish today so you can browse the web safe and secure. So auto mode goes off of an algorithm, and it uses your previous day's blood sugars to try and keep your blood sugars at 120. The Control IQ on the Tandem uses the real time from the Dexcom, and it uses predictions to try and keep your blood sugars at 110. So the Tandem pump can also give you correction boluses. So I just ate lunch, so my sugars are going up a little bit. You can see I have my blood sugars are 165. I don't think it'll give me a correction bolus right now, but if I hit bolus, it'll tell me I'm actually above target. It'll automatically populate in what my blood sugars are there. It does not want to give me any insulin right now. That is because I actually have 0.3 units of insulin on board already. But if I was high, I can just hit bolus. It would populate a correction bolus. If I go over 180 on this pump, the pump will actually give me an automatic bolus. So once you're over 180, it gives you a correction bolus to help bring your blood sugars down. That's an awesome feature on Control IQ on the Tandem pump. It does not do that on the Medtronic pump. The Medtronic pump will not give you correction boluses. The only thing auto mode does is adjust your basal insulin. The Tandem pump adjusts your basal insulin, and it also gives you correction boluses. So the Tandem pump is a lot more aggressive in keeping your blood sugars in control. I have had way better control in the 17 years that I've been diabetic with this Tandem pump. It is amazing the control I have with the Tandem pump. I'm used to going into the 300s on a weekly basis, and this Tandem pump has drastically helped that. Even with the Medtronic pump, I was still going well over the 300s quite often. This pump was just a nightmare for me. I did not like it at all. It did take me about 8 months to get on the Tandem, and I'm super happy that I did get onto it. So both pumps, they can stop your insulin before you go low. So the Medtronic pump will actually have a shield on the front, and it'll say your blood sugars. It doesn't give you a percentage and stuff like the Tandem pump does. So the Tandem pump gives you a percentage on everything: battery, your insulin in the pump. This Medtronic pump does not. But they will both stop if you are going low. So if the pump predicts that you're going to go low, the Medtronic pump will back off on the basal insulin. But sometimes I could be at 60 and be real shaky, and the Medtronic pump would still be giving me little micro boluses. The Tandem pump will completely stop it. The little blue B up there, it will be red, and it will say that your insulin has been stopped until you can correct your blood sugars and bring them up. The Medtronic pump would constantly kick you out of auto mode if you're high or low. It constantly asks for blood sugars. The Tandem pump does not do that, but they can both help you to cut back on insulin if you're going low. The Tandem pump does a little better job of it though. So activities with the pump, the Medtronic pump, I was constantly going low at night. So while in auto mode, you can actually go in here. It won't show it right now, but you can do a temp target. Also, that's what you would do if you were going to work out. The longest you can do it for is 12 hours on the Medtronic pump, and that's the only thing you can do. The nice thing about the Tandem pump is you can do two different ones. So you can actually you can go to activity, you can do exercise, and you can do sleep. So for sleep mode, it keeps your blood sugars within a tighter range because there's less factors when you're sleeping. You're not up and around, you're not eating. So sleep mode, it can actually automatically start. You can do a sleep schedule, you can do a temp rate, and then you can do exercise. I keep my pump in exercise mode just because I tend to go low when I'm out and about and going around. So that is one nice feature with the Tandem pump. You can set activity, and you can also set a sleep mode. You cannot do that with the Medtronic pump. So those are kind of the differences in the two pumps. The clear winner for me is definitely the Tandem pump. I'm on a couple of groups, forums, and people are getting tired of the Medtronic pump. Medtronic is coming out with a new pump. It looks identical. The only thing they've added was Bluetooth for smartphones, which is crazy because Tandem, you have the T-Connect app, you have SugarMate, you have the Dexcom app. So there's a bunch of different apps that you can use to monitor your blood sugars from the Tandem and get readings on your phone. A spouse can get your readings. You can get it on your watch. Whereas the Medtronic, you cannot do that right now. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, please leave them down below. Like I said, here's the cases. This case right here on the left is for the Medtronic pump. I've had this case for almost 4 years since I've had this pump. These are from Type 1 Tactical. So these are high grade plastic cases. So the Medtronic one just kind of slides in and clips in there. Has a 1.5 inch belt clip. The Tandem pump, this one comes in a little bit different. I got carbon fiber. They come in different colors, but still has the button there. Still has so you can charge it. This is the stealth holster for this. The stealth holster still allows you to have a screen protector on the pump. So I do have a screen protector on here. They do sell the Stealth Elite and other ones, but those ones don't allow for a screen protector for the Tandem pump. But they both do come with different clips. This one comes with actually a case that does have a clip on it, but the clip kind of falls off because it's just a little flimsy metal. The Medtronic comes with this junk plastic clip that goes on there and constantly breaks. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, please leave them down below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions and help you guys out. I'm more than happy to. Like I said, I've been diabetic for 17, almost 18 years now. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have about either of these pumps. So I hope that has helped you guys with the difference on these two pumps. Like I said, clear winner is the Tandem pump. If you guys are thinking about getting a insulin pump, I highly recommend the TSlim X2. So guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you stopping by. Please hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button. It really, really helps me out. And I'll catch you next time. Take care.